think so.
I'm not gonna show you.
It's time for you to go on without me.
We are not giving up. I'm gonna find these doctors, and I'm gonna bring you back the drugs that you need.
You know, when you go back and you actually watch The Walking Dead and you, like the way that they tell Negan's story, dude, like you understand his villainy
It's time for you to
and you sympathize with him a little bit. Why give a fuck about a world that doesn't care about you? You know what I mean? Why care about people that don't care about you? Why care? Why care?
How wonderful. Another nuisance already here. Why didn't you say? Say what? How'd you know? I am so terribly sorry. Hey, didn't ask, so I didn't tell.
So your mutation is what? You're super smart?
Actually, I graduated Harvard at the age of 15. I wish that's all I was. You're among friends. You can show off. Splendid. Sorry.
You're amazing.
Really? I promised myself I'd find a cure. You have no idea what I'd give to feel.
Charles has never understood. He's different, but he's never had to hide.
How?
It's, dude, Overture is coming upon us. It's coming upon us. Bro, what, dude, I gotta ask, what's up with these OnlyFans chicks, bro? Like, are there dudes, like, are there really dudes out there that are, like drooling all over themselves for these women? Like, I don't get it, dude. I really don't get it. For the amount of money that men, like, to look at it logically, for the amount of money that these men spend on these chicks, like, more power to them, eh? They're making money. Like, I'm not hating on them. I like, the dudes, like, bro, you could literally go out and buy, for the amount of money that they spend on these chicks, they could buy a porn star. I don't know. What am I doing again? Ah, I'm fighting Bale. Okay, let's... You know what? Let's... Hold on. No. We're gonna do something really quick. All my tears have been used up on another love. Another love. Oh my god. 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 Hillary told me. Oh. I said Hillary. Shut up. Wait, what do you got for sale? Beat that on me. Nah. I want to see something really quick. Hold on. Ooh. 133, 122. I really kind of want to...
イタロンに
聖者よ、聖者よ、奇跡の力でどの能力を解放し、聖者よ、聖者よ、奇跡の力でどの能力を解放しますか。今は奇跡を解放するための力が十分ではないようです。もっと多くの奇跡を見つけてください。聖者よ、聖者よ、奇跡の力でどの能力を解放しますか。 跡を解放するための力が十分ではないようです。もっと多くの奇跡を見つけてください。
All right. Oh, okay. 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 He hasn't done any elemental damage to me yet, so I kind of want to wait to see. I actually shouldn't even... I know what we're going to do. Nope, we're gonna wait on those. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna see what... I doubt fire is gonna do anything. $17.41. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Fire was anywhere from 11 to 1741. Okay, let's try. We're gonna try water next. All my tears have been used up on another love. Let's go, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. The Earth seems to be doing... Earth, I was hitting 2,500 with him. Let's try poison. Okay, water wasn't doing shit, so we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. Let's try poison. Wait. I'm out of electric stones. Yeah, shit. It's okay. I'll put on the I need to go get some electric stones because I have a feeling electric is the dude, that sucks. I don't have. So Earth, I was hitting. I did see a couple 2500s pop up, so we're gonna try that. I should have a few 9 more, I think. I wonder how often his shit his stuff resets. Craft. Is there an Earth one? Ooh. Okay, let's go try the lightning and just see how it does. See how it holds up. Anybody have any Easter plans? Is anybody getting ready for Easter? I'm kind of bummed. Like, I talk all this shit about how I want my kids to leave, right? Like, just joking around, not serious, but, you know, like, when you're 18, you're out of the house. Like, just, you know, just playing around with them, but, bro, like, they're all gone right now, and except for my oldest son. He's here. And my 2 youngest sons, but they're asleep. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay, so Winnie, what's up? Lightning and Earth seem to be my two best options for this fight. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go crush dreams. Okay. No, I don't want to put that on yet. Yeah, let's do... Lightning. Lightning. Earth. Earth. Heal. Okay. Ah. No. There we go. There we go. I want to see how this handles up. Let me go in there and see how this handles up against him really quick. How you doing tonight, Winnie? What are you doing for Easter tomorrow? Yeah, sadly, that's how human beings are. That's a major defect in humans, period. You know what I mean? And you're never going to get away from that. It's one of the same reasons why, and I'm not justifying this or saying that it's okay. It's also one of the reasons why you'll never end racism. You'll never win over like bigotry or sexism, just because there's always, it's always going to be there, because there's that all religious books say it. There will always be evil, because without evil there can't be good. You know what I mean? If there's no evil and good, then there's no like battle, there's no struggle, there's no point to life. Like, we as individuals have to make those choices to be the right person and do the right thing, and be the humane individual. You know what I mean? But like, even in the Bible it says that without sin, how can we repent? Not exactly like that, but you know what I mean? It falls back into like the questions of faith and all that other fun jazz. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it falls in the same line. Like, people always ask, well, if God's real, why doesn't he just reveal himself? Because that would eliminate faith. Faith is, the definition of faith is the belief in a belief in the unknown, right? You have faith. That's why in Indiana Jones it's called the leap of what? Faith. You know what I mean? And people don't understand that. If God came down and was just like, I am God, here I am, people, oh shit, the Bible is true, and people would be forced to, you know, believe, right? But as of now, with just dropping little bits of information and these nuggets of knowledge around, it's like, but it's the same thing though. Like, if there wasn't temptation out there, if there wasn't evils to seduce you, you know, is your faith real? You know what I mean? You can't, like, you're on a diet, right? Like, every time when I was younger, every time I'd go to jail, I'd always be like, I'm never going to do drugs again. Never going to do drugs again, right? And then all of a sudden, some weekender would come in with, you know, a pocket full of happy times, and I'd be like, yes! You know what I mean? Like, your faith cannot be tested if the temptation isn't there. And that's that. I'm not even speaking like specifically from the Holy Bible. That's all religions. Like, all religions, the people in that book get tested by their higher power to test their faith. You know, whether it's Hinduism or Christianity or Islamic or Judaism, it doesn't matter. At some point in time, the Creator challenges its disciples to test their faith, and that's been the story since the beginning of time. I mean, even going back through like the Eddas and like Viking lore, and going back through like Greek mythology, like with Zeus and Hercules and Aphrodite and Kronos and like all those stories. There's plenty of tales of faith and all that shit. But that's another reason why I don't like organized religion. Because organized religion to me isn't religion. It's people. And like let's say there is a gay person, right? Like, who am I to judge? As long as they're not forcing it on anybody else, like, who am I to judge? You know, how do I know? Like, what if they spend their free time running into burning buildings and saving babies? Right? Like, what if that's like what they do? They're just like some ambiguously gay superhero that runs around saving babies from house fires. Like, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm not into the whole judgment part. That's not my job. My job is just to be a good person. But that's the point, though. No, that's the problem. Is you shouldn't hate. Hate, like, in any form, and I'm not even speaking religiously. I'm just speaking from experience. Hey, the only people I like hate are child molesters. And I have no problem saying those two words on YouTube in that way. I fucking hate child molesters. And that is, like, I can legitimately say the only, like, group of people, well, and grapists. Like men who force themselves on women in violent ways. And people who do evil shit to children. I think they should all, like, my ideal fantasy for people who do that shit to kids is, like, I talk about this at certain places sometimes, is I want to rent like a DC-10 airplane, right? And I want to, like, in the cargo bay, like 5 feet back from, like, the doors, right? I want to put, like, jail bars, right? And then I want to put, like, a wood chipper facing towards the main part of the cargo bay, and I want to load them all up, and I just want to stick a couple of them through the wood chipper so they all, like, you know, end up all over everybody else inside the hangar, and then just go out over the ocean and just open the bay doors, and then just kind of circle and see what happens. I know, but that's one of those things that, like, and I'll use, because I know you're a Christian, so I'll use the Bible as an example. That's one of those things that tests your faith. Per Jesus in the New Testament is you are not supposed to hate. It's love thy enemy. You know what I mean? Kill them with kindness, essentially. Right? If you feed in to your hate for them, you're doing what they want you to do. They're living rent-free in your head. And I know it sucks sometimes, bro. Like, I see people say some shit sometimes, and I'm like, there's no way that you can really believe that. Like, there's no possible way that there are human beings that actually believe this shit. And there are. There are. Like, they believe the shit that comes. Like, AOC was a big person, like, politically, when I was really into political stuff. Like, she was so dumb. It drove me insane, because how is this chick an elected official? Like, how is it that she is in charge of other people? How is it that people like her are in charge of whether my kids go to war or not? Like, that blew my mind, and I used to wig out on it. When she was like, excuse me, sir, RICO is not a crime. Like, bitch, you cannot be this dumb. Like, I used to get furious over it. But then I realized that I've got no control over that stuff. And she, like, it was just in my head. Like, she has no idea who I'm a nobody to this woman. Right? And I had to step back from it, just because, like, I educate myself a little bit more. I don't really care about most politics today. I just, like, I try to look at everything through the lens of how I'm going to protect my kids. Like, what I can do to protect my children from certain evils. Like, what I need to do as an adult. And their provider and their protector until they become adults and are ready to go out and start families of their own. And hopefully, you know, be able to have passed on lessons to them that they will in turn take with their kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things, dude. Like, I would be considered a conservative in most circles, because there are certain things I do support and there are certain things I don't support. Like, I'm really pro Second Amendment, because, like, you know, what if the government was like, you know what? We're going to crucify all Christians, you know, or, you know, Like, what if the government just snapped one day and they were like, you know what? We just don't like Muslims anymore. We're just going to wipe them off the face of the map. You know, I kind of don't want that to happen. And it infuriates me because you look at certain events throughout history, like World War II and more World War II and more World War II. And all these things that these people did first was, guess what? Took everybody's guns. And then once everybody was in a position of defenselessness, then they came through and were like, oh, so check this out. We got some new rules for you guys. And we don't care if you like them or not. But it used to make my head boil. Because when I was doing landscaping, I had a lot of clients, dude, that would just sit there and politic dump on me. And I was already to a point where I didn't want to talk about politics anymore, personal or private life. I just didn't want to do it. Every now and then I'll discuss it just so I can keep myself up to date with current events and find out what's going on. Like, are they going to implement a draft? Are my kids going to be sent to some shithole country that I don't care about to die for a cause that I don't support? You know what I mean? Like, I have no problem saying that either, because I have an issue with parents burying their children over some war that they wanted no part of. And that's insane to me that anybody would be like, you didn't want your kid to go over there and get shot in the face? What a horrible human being you are. You don't support their cause? No, I don't even know who they are. But I'll tell you what I do worry about is my children. Now, if like somebody say were to fly a huge vehicular object with wings into, like, let's say maybe like a big building, and there happened to be, like, hypothetically, there happened to be like a state of emergency that was declared and certain things were to follow after, my kids were like, nope, we want to stay. Like, you know, I totally support them, but in America, they were talking about bringing back the draft and all that shit for a while, and I was like, absolutely no, hell fucking no, because I know what's gonna happen, dude. My kids are gonna get sent over there and sacrificed to make their fucking pockets bigger. It's not happening. But I know that anger that you're talking about, Winnie, like, I really truly do. And that anger feels, dude, it feels better than any drug. I'm not gonna lie. And of all the drugs and stuff that I've done throughout my life, and all the wild and crazy shit that I did, giving in to that anger feels so good, dude. It feels so good just to snap and let your emotions take control, and you start punching holes in walls and throwing fucking bricks at cars. Like, it feels good. That's why people do it. That's why you see people on the highway snapping, throwing bicycles at trucks and shit like that, because it feels good just to let go and let it run wild. You know what I mean? Just let the fucking wheels fall off, dude. Let the locomotive just fuck the e-brake. Just let the locomotive smash down the hill, dude. Who cares what's at the bottom? You know what I mean? You know, like a volcano, bro. Like holding a bunch of dynamite and throwing it into a volcano just to see what happens, dude. Like that feeling of coming up to a pond on a really cool, still morning with no wind or no breeze, and it looks like a huge sheet of glass sitting there, and you have a big ass boulder in your hand, dude, and you throw it in just to shake things up. You know what I mean? Like all these little creatures in this still ass pond just minding their own business. All these little turtles and hermit crabs and crawdads and bluegill and all this other shit just minding its own business, and you have to just kick up some dust, you know? Like that feels, oh God, it feels good, dude. And like you can't tell me that it doesn't, dude, because there are millions of people that literally do that every day. And that's like that's where the self-control and all that stuff come in. Like we have to rise above and show, hey, okay, look, I know that this is like what most people would want to do, including myself, but I'm going to show some restraint and not do that because I am in control, not whatever I've got going on up here. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of times people, like there are people that genuinely like to play a game I like to call Poke the Bear. And the thing that used to piss me off about it was people would play Poke the Bear, Poke the Bear, Poke the Bear. And then when the bear gets pissed and starts wrecking shit, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen, bro? You're poking a bear. What did you think was going to happen? Did you think it was going to play fucking patty cake with you? No. That's not how shit goes. Like, I just wanted to pet the shark's tongue. I didn't see the problem with it. I didn't know what all those razor sharp teeth were for. No, I mean, damn thing. And dude, they act like the bear is the villain. No, bro, you are the villain. When you go into a situation and intentionally stir shit up, pot stirrers, dude. Pot stirrers are another group of people that used to drive me insane. They used to make me want to peel my face off. And it took me because I'm really bad at social cues. Like I'm fairly good at reading what a person's intentions are, just because it was a survival mechanic for me growing up. It was like a way that I dealt with human beings, as I would do certain things and act certain ways just to see how you reacted, so I could see what your intentions were and like what kind of a mindset you had. Now, I'm not saying I'm a psychic or anything like that. It was just something I did because I had a fucked up childhood. You know what I mean? So it was like a coping mechanism just to see if like you were a safe individual or not. But there are those people that just like they go in and then they step back like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Like, bro, you caused an incident that affected two people's lives. I worked with a dude like this. He was a piece of shit. He would go, I was in, it's what's called like a loader truck, right? And there are two people in this truck. And one sits up top and then one spots out off the back for like if something drops or breaks or something like that. And this dude went to like the rest of our crew, even though I didn't say one word to this dude because he was loud. He was so fucking loud all the time. Just loud. His personality, dude, his demeanor, everything about this individual was loud. And just very combative, very aggressive, annoying to be around, right? Well, this dude, like, I would just shut off, dude, because I already don't like being closed up in confined spaces. And being in a truck with this person all day long made the space feel even smaller, just because his everything about him just exhausted everything, right? So I just shrank back into my mind, dude, and I started to go insane a little bit because I wasn't talking to anybody. I wasn't associating with other human beings. I would just clock in, I would shut off for 10 hours, and then as soon as we clocked out, I'd hit my car while everybody else was hanging out, chit-chatting and playing around and joking and having safety meetings. I was gone. I fucking left like a fart in the wind. I was out of there. You know what I mean? And the thing that sucked is I genuinely liked my crew. Like they were all right dudes, but I was under the impression that they were all talking shit about me because of this dude. And finally, and then he was going to them and telling them that I was talking shit about them. And then he'd come back and go, oh, did you hear what so-and-so said about you? Like, man, I'd be pissed. Like, he was trying to instigate fights between me and the group of people. And finally, one day out of nowhere, one of the other guys from the crew, like, approached me and was like, hey, bro, like, what the fuck is going on? What's your problem? And I was confused because here I am. I haven't said a word to anybody in, like, 3 weeks. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, I was so depressed. I was, like, mentally withdrawn. I was societally withdrawn, dude. I was just coming home and going to sleep, shutting all the lights off, taping my window shut, like, sitting in darkness, just straight up, flat out depressed, dude. Not giving a fuck about anything. Not hanging out with my kids, not hanging out with my wife, because it takes a toll on you, dude. 10 hours, like, the people you work with, a lot of people spend more time with the people they work with than their own families. You know what I mean? So in a sense, they become your secondary family. And here I am, like, you know, thinking, okay, well, my secondary family's all fucking plotting on me. And when he approached me, he was like, bro, you know, dude over here has been telling us you're talking all this shit. And I was like, I don't even fucking talk to this dude. What are you talking about? I don't, even with work-related shit, I don't talk to him. I shut off in the truck. And the guy that approached me was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I was being told you guys were talking shit about me. And so I just shut off, and that's why I haven't been talking to anybody. And he was like, so you haven't been talking shit about us, like, at all? Like, not at all. And I was like, dude, I have not said one word to this guy in 3 weeks. I just totally shut off. I wouldn't answer any of his questions. I wouldn't acknowledge him, nothing. And that's what I mean by the pot stirrers, the people that go in and they a dash of this and a dash of that. And let's see what we can cook up. I used to be like, those people need to get shot. But then you know what I mean? I saw what type of person I was becoming with that mentality. Like, it was tearing me apart. And I was like, this situation is just, not only is it living in my head rent free, like, bro, it's imprisoning me. And I'm not fucking doing this anymore. No. And that dude, I'm not gonna, like, I shouldn't say this. I tried to fight the dude because he snapped at me one morning. He'd been doing some stuff the night before, which is already stupid and already made me feel super uneasy. And he was kind of up off that old booger sugar all night long, if you know what I mean. That old snot box candy. And he snapped and started yelling at me, started calling me like a retard, a dumbass, an idiot. He said I was stupid. And then he made the mistake. He, like, put his hands on his side and he, like, puffed his chest out and tried to lean over me. And I just stepped into him. And I snapped. And I tried to get him to swing at me. And I'm not even a tough guy, bro. Like, I'm a fucking nerd, dude. Like, I'm not a badass. I don't at all. I've been in, like, 4 fights my entire life, but I was just over it. Done. We're doing this. We're doing it today, and we're going to do it in front of everybody in this fucking yard. I don't care. And that's what you got to do sometimes. You just got to approach it and just, you got to squash that shit, Winnie. Like, don't let them dictate your behavior. Fuck those people. You know, and that's the crazy part too, is that it's those type of people that turn me away from organized religion. Because it's the same type of people that will be like, they'll talk about love and happiness and treating others with respect, and then they'll shit all over people in their own community. And it's just, it's human nature, dude. And like I said, I'm not justifying that kind of behavior in any way, shape, or form. It is not okay. It really isn't. It really is not okay. It's a shitty thing that human beings we naturally do because we want to be accepted. We want to be a part of. We don't want to go, like the majority of us don't want to go against the status quo. We want to go with the grain, flow with the breeze. You know what I mean? We don't want to stand up against we don't want to stand out from the norm. You know what I mean? So we do what we do, and we, like the majority of us, allow the chameleon to take over so we can blend in and squeeze in and go under the radar and go unnoticed. And the sad thing is that most people probably don't even feel that way towards you. It's just a couple of people that kind of have like a position of authority, like socially, over the rest of these people, or like a position of influence. So their mentality is spreading through these other people like a disease, and they don't want to get ostracized, or they don't want to stand out, or, you know, they just want the easy path. So they just go along for the ride without even knowing who you really are as a person or an individual. My wife and I are technically not married on paper because I don't support it. I don't. There isn't a court system or a government in the world that needs to know who an individual is sleeping with or embedded with, or like, they don't need to know. It's none of their fucking business. It should not matter to anybody except for the two people committed to each other, right? Unless they're not consenting adults, then that's a whole different can of worms that I'm not going to get into. If they're consenting adults, then it should only matter to them. I will lead with that right there. Okay? So we used to go to this church, right? And they kept pushing us. They said, "You're living in sin. You're living in sin. What are you doing? Your children were born out of wedlock." That pissed me off, because here these dudes are telling me what I'm doing is a sin, but all of these guys were in support groups for cheating on their wives. And I brought that shit up one day because I'd kind of had enough of it, because I don't support paper marriage. I don't. If I make a commitment to this woman and she makes a commitment back and we both make a commitment under God, fucking cool, right? That is our business and nobody else's business. Okay? So when I have this church, this group, this organization telling me what you're doing is living in sin, you are not doing it the right way. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Because you were just cheating on your wife last fucking week. And I'm pretty sure the Bible says that adultery is a bad thing. You know what I mean? So who the fuck are you to tell me that my commitment to my significant other isn't enough in the eyes of my higher power? Like, that don't make no sense to me. And we had people that would bash this on us. And they eventually told us, if you guys don't go and get like physically married and sign that piece of paper, you're gonna have to leave our church. I just stood up and went, "Fuck your church," and left. And that's the last time I supported organized religion, because I can't sit there and see, if I've made this commitment to this individual, why do I need to sign that piece of paper? That piece of paper has only been around for like 60 years. You know what I mean? It shouldn't matter. Oh, well, we could just do it over at the courthouse. You mean not even in a church? Like, I thought that was the big deal, is that because we never made the vows in a church. No, they wanted that piece of paper. And I was like, how can you sit there and tell me this? See, I'm getting kind of riled up about it right now, dude. And because it used to piss me off, because I'm committed to my wife. I'm not saying that I'm not a normal man and I don't have my faults. I do, just like every other human being on this planet. But I have never broken that commitment to my wife. And I can honestly say that. I can't speak the same for my wife, but I trust my wife enough to believe her when she tells me that, You know what I mean? But that's just me and my psychobabble mind right there, and some of the crazy shit that I went through as a kid. Because ultimately it comes down to that. It's a trust thing. But if I've made this commitment, right, and I've turned my life around and changed my life and changed the way that I do things, why is my verbal and physical commitment to this individual not enough? Like, what the fuck does that piece of paper have to do with it? That's almost like cult-like behavior to me. And I had other churches tell us that, hey, like, you guys are kind of doing the wrong thing here, and then just left it at that. But we had never been actively told, we will kick you out if you do not go and get this piece of paper signed. That blew my mind. And that was the crazy thing too. So other people at this church that we thought were our friends straight up stopped talking to us. Had no more contact with us at all whatsoever. I swear, from that day, like, even in passing, if we see each other in public, you know, just be a nice wave, like, hey, they walk the other way. Like, that is just insane to me. Like, didn't Jesus, like, kick it with prostitutes and alcoholics and stuff like that? Like, weren't those his people? That's what always got me. That's why, like, if we do go to church, we go to, like, small churches. You know what I mean? Like that church that looks like it was built in the 1800s. And it just, the building itself looks like it needs, like it looks like it needs a new paint job. And you know, the front steps are worn down. And there's a couple cats living under it. You know what I mean? Like, if we do end up going to church, we go to a church like that. Like, where it's about the community and not the building. All those churches with, like, the fucking, the 75-inch screen TVs that form one giant TV in the background. The pastor comes flying in on the wires, and there's, like, sparks going off behind him. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get out of here. All that money you're putting into that building, you could be putting back into your community. So, just, no. You miss me with that shit. But a group of people coming together in an old building, you know what I mean? Just sitting there, you know, not $5,000 suits with these silk ties, just normal people showing up, hanging out, and reading the book. Like, if we do end up going to church sometime, that's the kind of place that we go to. Because there's no, like, judgment, you know what I mean? And yes, I am going to talk about this tonight because it is Easter weekend. I know there's a lot of people that get turned off by religion. And I try not to talk about religion, politics, or money on the channel. But I was relayed. I do have a background in like small Baptist Christianity. Like, that's where I got a lot of my morals and stuff growing up through my aunt and my uncle. And so that's why I kind of stick with those morals today. And I'd like to talk about them every now and then because those kind of made me the man I am today. Like, a big thing, you know, speaking of hate, Winnie, and like wanting to hate people, I was one of those kids that had a dad that I loved. I adored him. He was my dad. You know what I mean? He always took me to do cool shit. He always took me to go fishing, and, you know, he always took apart the car even though he didn't need to because he was doing things he shouldn't have been doing with a 4-year-old around. But I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, I loved my dad. And then one day he just took off and started a whole other family with somebody else. And the last thing he said to me was that I was a cockroach that he just couldn't kill. And it fucked me up in the head for a long time. A long time. Like decades, dude. Dude, all the way up into my 30s, this messed with me. Not as bad, But right about the time that my daughter was born and the first time I held my daughter, like I remembered all that wild shit that I felt growing up as a kid. And I was like, nope. Nope. Like, I never wanted kids. I really didn't. And I love my kids more than anything. I will fucking start a war for them. I will end a war for them. I will take a bullet for them. You know, and I will give out bullets for them. Like, that is my job. And I don't think I would have felt that way if I didn't have the teachings from my aunt and uncle to understand that that was the situation that I'm in. And that's why I give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? Like, that's fair, and I try to be fair. So that's wild. I haven't talked about that shit in a while. I should talk about that more often. But it was just one of those things. Like, you speak about having that, and I understand that feeling, and that's why I say, dude, it'll do physical damage to your body. I'm not even joking you. Having that kind of like stress, hatred, anger, depression, all of these feelings have like a negative physical effect on your body for real. They cause gray hairs, and they cause your skin to deteriorate because the enzymes that are released in your body, like, it does messed up shit to your body as a whole. And that's why it's important to purify that shit out of your body every now and then. And that was another thing that I didn't do growing up as a kid. Like, I would take situations like you explained, Winnie, and I would harbor them. I would protect them at all costs because I would use any excuse in the world just to feel like, look at these fucking people looking at me at church with a side eye, dude. I'll smack them in the face right now. You know what I mean? And just let it run. Because it felt good, dude. It felt so good. But that's just my experience. And I'm just looking out for you. I mean, your life is your life. You know, you make whatever decisions that you need to make. I'm just giving you my personal experiences. Damn, I missed that one. One, two, bow! Got him. Come on, baby. Damn, I screwed that one up. Come on, baby. Come on. Ow! One, two. some reason. Dude, that's so wild. It changes. I'm dead. You know, and it's crazy how we see things when we're younger, too. Like how we perceive certain things in the world as opposed to, like, pre-pubescent. Not even, like, pre-pubescent. Let's say, like teenagers, right? Like, anywhere from, like, 12 to 21. Like, somewhere in that age range. It's so crazy, I think, how, like, you look at a person in between that 9 to 10 year period, right? And then take a look at that same person like in their 40s to 50s, dude. It's like they're like, you can see some of the personality that used to be in there, like the core of it, but like 90% of people that you come across are just, they're different. You know what I mean? There are certain things that are always going to be the same about a person, but dude, like most people, how they look at the world, even like pre-kid versus post-kid, like people who have kids versus people who haven't had kids yet, like the way that a person's personality will change over that period of time just from like one specific event. Like me, when I had kids, I used to be incredibly like, dude, I had black and pink, like my hair was like pulled into squares on my head, like 1 inch by 1 inch squares, and then it was spiked straight up, and it was dyed black and hot pink, and I had piercings all over my face. Dude, I had like 45 piercings on my body, and I mean, I know it's not much different now, but I always had like on Cannibal Corpse shirts, and I was always under the influence, and like, I didn't have a care in the world. I didn't care about schoolwork. Dude, I flunked out of high school. I flunked out of continuation school. I flunked out of secondary continuation school. Like, I just didn't care. And now, bro, like, I freak out if I drink too much milk. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking wild. Shit. Bro, there has to be a different way than this shit. I wonder. I'm gonna try this. That didn't do shit, so we'll go ahead and leave that off for right now. My hair is starting to drive me nuts. In the wintertime, I like it, but man, in the summertime, it really starts to bother me. It feels like there's ants crawling around in my head. Dude, there has to be a different way. Okay, screw this shit. Get off, get off. I don't need any of that. Come on, baby. Damn it. Sniper, what's up, man? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. Okay. Chaos and fire. That's what I'm going to need. That's the first time I've seen him pop out with an element. Dude, this is going to take a while because it's going to take me some time to get his parries down. Because I used all the elements on him and they didn't seem... There's tricks and combos and all that other stuff, but... It's okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll do chaos. Chaos. And then I'm not tripping on the fire and all that shit. I feel like I can do a pretty good enough job dodging all that crap. So we'll go with these two right here. And then I'll throw in some... I want to try a water grenade and see what a water grenade does on him really quick. Let's see. Let's find out what happened here. Let's find out. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I like this game, but I want it to end, man. Damn it. Fuck. I fucked that up big time. Oh, dude, I botched that whole... I just started screwing up. See, dude, I feel like I do better if I don't have any of the shit on me, like any of the items on me. I feel like I do better. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because, like, subconsciously my mind is telling me, like, hey, you ain't got no other options, bro. Make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Alright, let's go. Let's get dangerous. Bro, if you're anywhere between 30 and 45, you'll know exactly what that is. Actually, 35 and 45. 30 might be too young. Let's get dangerous. Let's go, shit, Dick. Yeah, come on. Go brush your teeth, you stinky bastard. Sniper, did you see that Oblivion remake that they're doing? Bro, oh my god. Okay, that ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to attack his feet. Are you serious right now? Damn it. Hang on. Yeah, I'm not the sexiest man alive. I got a big old dad bod. But I still got more kids than you. That's not really a flex. Okay. Oh, yeah. Alright. I'm trying to think. There's got to be something to this, dude. Like, I'm wondering if... Come on. Oh my god. Alright. Who knew? Who knew? I mean, for the most part, you can block all of his attacks. I'm not understanding. Why he hits like a fucking freight train, man. Damn it. Dude. I need to be like head to head with him. If I'm under him or off to the side, I can't hit him. Hold on. I gotta pull out my boxers a little bit. They were starting to do the old, like, twist up on me, and it kind of hurt. Yeah. Anyway. Alrighty then. Let's get in here and get our ass kicked by Bale again. Oh, God. Really? Bro. Dude. Come on. Fuck, man. I should dodge that. Oh my god, dude, this fight's starting to piss me off, man. I'll try one more with this dude. Come on, baby. Come on, we got this. We got this. Come on. Oh my god, dude, I was so close. Oh. I was in the moment that time. I'm going to give this one more shot, and then I will hop off and go hop into Mandragora. Because I promised you guys that I would play that game tonight. Okay, hold on. No. Screw that. Yeah, I do worse when I bring in the advocacy dude. I don't know why. It's because he doesn't focus on me. He starts focusing on him. So I can't tell where a lot of his hand movements and shit are going. So let me get that off. That's fucking just wasting my time. Fuck. Fuck it, one more, dude. Come on, baby. Oh my god, dude. Oh. Oh, I've got to try one more time. I need to go buy more of those. Hang on, I need to go get my water. He never sells any of the shit that I want. Let me see. Craft. Chaos. No, those are ass. Craft sets. Let me see. Crush Dreams. Is there anything that can add? What is this? Ooh. What is that? Deep Shadow has no. Okay, so let me try to run the Deep Shadow gear really quick. Because I've tried to run both of the other armor sets, but but I haven't tried Deep Shadow. So let me try the Deep Shadow armor really quick, and I'll see. Okay, so we'll try this. Let's go. Come on, baby. Oh, what the fuck, man? Bro, how is it that, dude, I keep coming so close, dude. See, it's the element. We're back to the element again. I would have him figured out and beaten. But we're back to the elemental shit. fuck that. I don't need him. Yeah, he just dies right away anyways because he's stupid and doesn't know how to fucking block. He just stands there. Please, dragon, slap your dong in my throat. Please, Mr. Dragon. What the fuck? here it is. Here's the... Dude, I fucking dodged that shit. Bro, are you fucking serious, dude? The element, every time I'm running around trying to fucking get rid of that chaos, dude. Every single fucking time, dude. I'm running around like chaos, chaos, chaos. And I get inflicted with chaos so fast. Even like the gear, if I put the gear on, that's like prevents chaos, it doesn't do shit. Alright, I'm gonna give this one more shot, and then I'm gonna hop into dude, what the fuck? Lock onto it! fucking kidding me? Oh my god, dude. I'm so fucking over this, man. The elements in this game are so stupidly fucking overpowered, man. Like that whole ass end of the fight right there, I'm not fighting him. He's fucking easy. It's the fucking chaos that appears all over the arena. And you see me, I'm just like dumping chaos, 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 chaos remover, chaos remover, chaos remover, chaos remover. It's like, fuck, dude. And he just keeps spamming it. Chaos, chaos, chaos. Oh, it's so fucking annoying. That's like the biggest thing, that it's like lack of creativity. They couldn't figure out how to make these guys like hard. So they just said, oh, make it to where he has an assload of fucking chaos damage. Oh, make it to where he's got an assload of fire damage. And they never fucking sell anything that I want, dude. Chaos. How many do I have? Shit. Fuck, man. All right, you guys. I'm gonna end this here just because I really want to hop into Mandragora and give it a good show. So let's see what's going on out here. Anything? I might push the crushed dream shit back on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put the crushed dream stuff back on. Stamina 66. Unscathed stamina. No. Max health. Shit, I may put the necklace of twisted love back on. No. Okay, let's leave that on. Actually, wait, do I even need... I mean, do I need Furious Drive? Do I even use that? So... So I wonder what happens if I put both the strategist shit on and leave that stuff on. Okay, so 50% received damage decrease 30%. Okay, but this is max stamina, stamina recovery, and critical defense. 488. No, that's the math on that is. The math is mathing much more. Okay, so the max health for having Veronica the Advocate on, that drops me 118 health, but this right here would add 128, so it would be like I'm gaining 10 health. But stamina, I think I may go stamina with this guy right here. Butt out. Okay, we can remove that. That. We'll put poison on. Where's my other fucking health things, dude? That's fucking crazy, because I could swear that I had some health. Oh well. What's up, Winnie? Alright, you guys, give me like 10 minutes. I'm going to end this stream right here. Give me like 10 minutes, and I'll be back. I'm going to hop into Mandragora for a little bit before I head to bed. So, this is going to be for another day. I've been 3 hours. I've been fighting this piece of shit Bale wannabe dragon dipshit. You know what? Screw it. Hold on. Okay, let me save those. Fuck it, let's roll. I'm gonna try this one more time. I already fucked it up, dude. Yeah, okay. Oh, God, dude, this is driving me fucking nuts, man. That chaos, dude. I don't know what I used to have. Dude, I had other shit to heal with, and I don't know where it went. There were 3 of them. This one, the middle, and then the big crystals. I don't know where they went. Yeah, okay, you guys. I'm gonna... Oh, shit, it's already 1 o'clock. You know, fuck it. Let me just go for a few more minutes, and then I'll do Mandragora tomorrow morning. It's already almost 1 o'clock. And tomorrow's Easter. I gotta, like, be up and going tomorrow. We'll give this a couple more tries, and then I'll hop on Mandragora and... Man. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? You know, here's what we're gonna do. Fuck it, let's ride. Alright, you guys, this is the last try for the night. dude. Hold on. That started off rough and disgusting. This dude is just a fucking bullet sponge. And then once you learn his techniques and all that shit, then it's just chaos. He just breathes chaos into the whole fucking... Yeah, I'm done for the night. Dude. It's just so frustrating because he himself is a decently hard fight. Like, I will admit that. But, dude, the elemental damage in this game is just really pissing me off and irritating me. Because every time I get him down to that third stage or whatever, when he starts shooting all the chaos off, it's just at that moment in time, no matter what I do. And I haven't figured that out in this game, like that elemental buildup. I can't figure out how to not have it affect me so badly, because that's what 90% of the time that I'm dying is from that shit. It's from, like, fire or ice, or that's what I've struggled with the most in this game, is whatever element they're using is what tears me down. And to me, it shows a real lack of creativity, because every single boss fight except for like 2 in this game have been the exact same. You're fighting the elemental damage every single fucking boss fight, except for that last boss fight that I just did right before this one. And it's just like, it's like fire. You have a dude that literally is just shooting like big ass shotgun shells of fire at you, or you have a frost giant, or you have a fucking hallucination, or there's venom, there's poison, there's hallucination, there's chaos, there's plague, poison, venom, hallucination, frost, water, earth, plague. There's like 10 different fucking elements in this game. And it's just, dude, it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, dude. Over and over and over. I end up just burning through all my resources because fire, you're burning. And it ticks fast in this game. It's not like Dark Souls, poison was OP as shit. You could kill damn near if you were having trouble with something. The way to cheese it, get the bow with some poison arrows and stand from a distance and just pick them off with poison, right? Even Dark Souls 3, poison cloud, and their health would slowly it took like 20 or 30 minutes, but it's how you cheese through shit. Like, poison was OP. Bro, in this game, my elemental shit doesn't do jack shit to the enemies. Some enemies it does. Like some of the elite enemies, some of it will fuck with them. But these main bosses, it don't even phase them. It don't even touch them. But they could hit me once and flick me with fire, and it's tick, 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 tick. Like, you can literally watch your health bar just going down. If I have, even with fire protection, if I get inflicted with fire, right, my health bar will tick down in like 10 seconds. That means I have 10 seconds to get out of whatever situation I'm in and get the element away, use the status ailment for whatever it is, whether it be fire cleanse or hallucination cleanse or whatever. I have 10 seconds to get out of that situation, drop one of those, try to get one of the other elemental things that helps raise your efficiency against whatever for a limited time, pop one of those, and then get back into the fight. Like, it's fucking madness, dude. And I like this game. I really do. I'm not trying to condemn it or tear it down, but that and the lack of creativity when it comes to the level design and like world development, dude. Every single mission is the exact same. Every single mission is the exact same. And once you get through about 30% of the game, the levels just start repeating themselves, as well as some of the bosses. In the side missions and stuff like that, you'll basically just go through and refight bosses you've already fought, just with a different name. Or it's like a spirit version or something. It's very, very repetitive. And the entire world looks exact. It's like this entire game takes place inside this castle. So there's no variation of environment at all. You're not going through a jungle at any point in time, or a forest, or like a dried up riverbed or something like that. Like, it's just all the same. It's like this castle and then like the little town down below the castle. That's it. And I've put 80 plus hours into this game, and it gets old really fast. The combat is a lot of fun. The combat in general is a lot of fun. And there are elements to the exploration that I find very fascinating. But at the same point in time, when you have a game like, let's say, Sekiro, right? A lot of the lore and the world is developed through items that are found and descriptions that are found on like weapons and items and skills and shit like that. In this game, that's how a lot of the lore is set up, but it's so far and few in between that it's like I have no idea what's going on. I don't even know why I am. Like, why am I here? Did I die or something? I'm sure it explained it in the beginning, but the story has been so lackluster that it's not caught my attention at all. The big thing about this game that's kept me in and fixated on it is the combat and the challenge in that combat. Other than that, I could care less about why I'm a general, who these people are around me, and anything else like that. And it's frustrating because I feel like this game could be so much more. I feel like it was heavily inspired by these games that have very beautiful storytelling and environment and world development and character development and all this other stuff. Games like Neo and Neo 2 and Wolong and Strangers of Paradise and all these other like mission-based soul-style games that have come out over the past few years. But like, they could have even done something like Jedi Fallen Order, where there are missions, yes, but it allows you to go to certain areas and then freely explore that area. I feel like this game would have been 10 times better if it had an environmental development situation like that. Going beyond that, this game is way too fucking long for what it is. It is way too long for what it is. For how minimalist the character development is, for how minimalist the story development is, for how minimalist the environment development is, this game is way too fucking long. Granted, I am doing all the side missions and everything like that, but 85 hours, and I'm not even... I think I'm about 78% of the way done with this game. It's just way too fucking long, man. It is. It's really turning me off, and I'm finding myself at a point where I just want this fucking game to end. Like, now. I'm over it. I've had my fill of it. I am done. the enjoyment and the excitement for it is starting to wear off, and I want to get into other games that I have on deck. And that's a feeling that I have is an issue with a lot of games that are coming out now. They're either way too long or they're way too short. There's no like healthy in between. I think that's one of the reasons why games like Elden Ring were such a huge success, because Elden Ring in itself was actually a very large game, but it was so rich and full of lore and character development and NPC storylines and side quests that varied dramatically, that it kind of eliminated that feeling of everlasting time consumption. Like it always felt like you were doing something different. You were never doing the same thing. You were never talking to the same people twice in the same area. You know what I mean? So it's like, how much further can they take this? Because I stopped fighting boss variations a long time ago. It's literally just been the same thing, a different boss. I go in, I fight them, block, fight, block, use some elemental potions to heal whatever status ailment they've inflicted on me, poof, and then I got some fucking weapon that I'm never going to use because I'm a spear build. And that's another thing that I think that they screwed up in too, with the lack of character builds in general. I really feel like they could have done much more with half of the armors and stuff like that, and added a couple different weapon types other than dual wield, sword, spear. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely feel like they could have just gotten rid of over half of all these armors that are just shit and put in maybe like katanas, or maybe given us a secondary weapon like a crossbow or something like that. The limited use of range is kind of irritating as well. I don't like it when games put an incredibly small limit on ranged. I'm a very big advocate for ranged combat. I really am, and I know that sounds like something kind of weird to get hung up on, but when it comes to ranged attack, I feel like I should, in a game like this, I should have access to a bow. I should have access to crossbows and all this other stuff. Even like the concept of the javelin, I think is really cool, but we get like, what, 8 uses out of it, which ain't shit. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm fighting a bat or something that never lands on the ground. Like, bro, come on, you guys kind of fucked us with that right there, dude. Like, I think every Souls-like should have some form of permanent ranged combat, or access to thereof. Added different weapon types all around in addition to our javelin. But I mean, and these are just some of the things that I've noticed about the game. And like I said, I really like the game. I've had a lot of fun with it up until the past couple days. And I really do want to give you guys an honest opinion of what I think of this game. And that's what I think. I would give it like a solid 6.5, 7 out of 10. In all reality, just because there isn't a part. I mean, you guys know me. I'm a Souls-born, Souls-like fanboy. I love shit like this. But there comes a point in time where, like, even look at Mortal Shell, dude. There's only, like, 5 levels in that game, and they varied. So, like, one level you're on an alien ship that has an ocean inside of it. And then another area you're in a forest with these wild-ass looking frogs and, like, these weird-ass, like, Sasquatch-looking soldiers in armor, and you know, there's big ass turtles walking around, and it's like the next area you're in like this like volcanic glass, post-apocalyptic, hellscape, and it provides variety visually, and that's important. It's really important when you build your world like that. And I understand that this is based off a series called Dungeon Fighter, so it kind of makes sense of why we're in a castle in a dungeon-like environment. But at the same time, did we really have to just stay in one castle? Couldn't we have conquered like one siege to one city, and then for like 25% of the game, and then maybe go through like a forested area with like lakes and rivers to get to another area that's consumed by darkness or something like that? It's just, I don't know. I just want to see more when it comes to the world, and the world has this like mono palette of like this weird bluish gray with a hint of light pink and purple, like these light hues of pink and purple in the distance, and it's like it's not visually appealing. If you actually like stop and you look at some of the environments, you can start to see fine details as like that visual fog starts to clear a little bit. And some of them look really spectacular, but they're few and far in between. Most of the time you're inside of like a small block room with like a bed and a couple of dressers in it, and then a couple of people like shivering down in the corner while you're fighting a boss. And it's like, bro, why are all these people in this part of the castle still? Like, what's going on? Were they servants or something like that? Like, it's not really explained. And that drives me nuts, because if you're not going to make your game visually amazing, then at the very least, you could do something with the story or the character development. You can't be bland in all three departments, you know what I mean? You need something that's keeping me in. There's not a lot of utility in this game either. I'm a very big person when it comes to utility with my character, and you'll hear me say this a lot, and what I mean by that is, when you play Call of Duty, you've got attachments that go on your guns. You've got skills that you can equip to better benefit your character. You have specials that you can use. You have ultimates that you can build up for. And you have secondary firearms, as well as explosives and, secondary items such as grenades or explosives or anything like that. And then various forms of like healing or offensive or defensive items like stem packs or claymores or trip mines, stuff like that, right? Like, that's what I mean by utility. Is there a lot of stuff that I can find throughout the game that will help benefit my character outside of like consumable items, you know what I mean? In Sekiro, the utility was the prosthetic. Like, you had this prosthetic that you could level up and find new abilities and stuff for. And that's what I mean by utility. Like, outside objects that help aid you in your battle towards whatever you're trying to achieve. Another game that's really a perfect example of that would be Horizon Zero Dawn. All the little different trap mines and stuff that you can make and set, and all the little different bows and weapons and shields and all that different stuff that you can make and upgrade and develop throughout is very, very satisfying. And there are other games that are better examples. It's just, it's really late and I'm super tired and I'm starting to get a headache. But this game is just, it's bland all the way around. There's nothing that really like makes it stand out from other games. Like, people who sit there and they put this game side by side with games like Liza P or Mortal Shell, and I'm like, you guys are nuts, dude. If you're giving Mortal Shell a lower score, it's because you didn't really play through it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't see the diversity in landscapes and enemy types and all that other shit that game had to offer. This, I've been pretty much fighting the same enemies this entire time. There's like 4 different variations. There's the dragon, the zombies, some humans like knights in armor and stuff like that, and then like these weird little creatures that have been experimented on. And those like your 4 enemy types outside of the bosses. But it's a fun game. If you're into Soulsborne and Souls likes, I would highly recommend giving it a shot. But like I said, man, if you plan on completing the whole thing, be ready to sit and go on a ride, because it's going to take you a while. Like I said, I'm 85 hours strong into this game, and it's just, I think I'm like only at 82%. Like, I've still got quite a ways to go. I've got 3 more bosses to fight after this guy. I know of, at least because there are trophies for him. So who knows how much further I have to fucking go after this. And I'm really not gonna lie, I'm just at this point in time, I want it to end. I wanted to hop into AI Limit. I want to hop into Mandragora. I want to get some retro stuff going. You know, I want to hop into Death Stranding. So, you know, I'm ready for Death Stranding 2 when it comes out. I want to finish my Platinum games. But at the same time, like, I'm so far in this game, I don't want to get rusty and then have to go fight some of the hardest bosses in the game. You know, I want to get them out of the way now while I'm fresh and ready to go. So, that's just, you know, my overall opinion of this game. 85 plus hours strong into it. So, with that information, I hope you guys were able to get something useful out of that. And that is my honest to God opinion of the game. You know, I do think it's fun. I had a lot of fun with it, but it's getting old real quick. So, tomorrow we got kind of a big day. I will be streaming for a little bit tomorrow. But today is Easter. So if I don't see you guys again, I want you guys to know that I appreciate you guys all for stopping by and hanging out. You know, that's one of the reasons why I do this. I'm not a very sociable person, so getting to come on here and have conversations with you guys really means a lot to me. Outside that, remember, it is Easter weekend. There's going to be a lot of people drinking, a lot of people doing other stuff, so be vigilant when you go out. If you have to drive, drive as little as possible, because there's going to be a lot of people on the road tomorrow going home and all that other stuff. So make sure you guys get home safely to your families. You guys have a happy, safe, and wonderful Saturday night into Sunday morning. Have a very blessed Easter, and I hope to catch you guys again, if not tomorrow, back here again on